Hi everybody, I am back with more comic reviews. Let's get going with Batman Incorporated number 6 by Grant Morrison, and the art here is by Chris Burnham. And wow, I mean, it feels almost like a story arc within a standard issue. I don't know, maybe this was like, did this have extra pages? Because Grant Morrison puts a lot into this book, let me just say that. Oh... By the way, the emoticon terrorists, I think, are pretty funny, by the way. I think that's a great concept for masks. Bruce Wayne is getting his shit established, and the world's kind of getting used to it. He's getting interviews about, what he's actually doing with this Batman initiative. And, yeah, he's telling the world one thing, and then he's telling his people another. He is preparing for essentially a war with something called the Leviathan, who, I don't know, maybe they already rule the world or something like that, and he's trying to take them down. But of course, he has to build an army for this. Now, we don't know all the specifics about doing that. Also, one of my concerns about Bruce Wayne doing this whole public thing with Batman makes me think, well, boy, that's stupid. That's like saying to the whole world, you're Batman. Almost reminds me of like presidents when they establish, excuse me, not presidents, potential candidates for president establish a committee to look at being president. Yeah, you want to be president. And, I don't know, there's some realistic takes on how the public is reacting to this, online, all sorts of crazy theories. And the book it has a lot of shit going on here, but it is framed with a meeting of a up-and-coming crime syndicate called Joe Average and the Average Joes. By the way, that's my favorite 90s band, is Joe Average and the Average Joes. I used to listen to them all the time, alongside of Toad the Wet Sprocket and Big Head Todd the Monster. I mean, great stuff. Their third CD is just terrific. And that's all going on while we're seeing everything that Bruce is doing, in several different countries. This sequence with the child kidnapping is crazy. By the way, Night Runner, I've never seen that character before. He's very cool. I like his costume design. And Cassandra Cain, my big favorite. Now, I guess she's not going to be Batgirl again, but she's created a new name for herself, Black Bat. Guess what? I'm a Black Bat fan. Okay. I'm not crazy about the mask, but hey, it's something to live with. It's better than her last thing when she was an evil character. I don't want to get too much into it. There's surprises galore in this thing. I'm really kind of impressed with what Morrison's doing with this thing. 5 RAM chips. This is probably the best Batman book to get. And I like Birds of Prey. Here's issue 12. Wow, we're already up to 12 now. Time flies. This is Gail Simone and Jesus S-A-I-E-Z? What? Sales? Says?
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 Jesus says.
Jesus says. Or Jesus saves. That's probably a good way to remember it. Like, Jesus saves through this book. Alright. Let's see. Evil Corporation. Is there any other kind? And our heroes are trying to break in. By the way, here's Renee Montoya question. It'd be cool if she joined this team. You may be kicked out Hawk and Dove. Or at least Hawk, for God's sakes. Because she doesn't have a book of her own. She's not in the Justice League. She's kind of just hanging around. She doesn't have... she's not going to have a backup story in Batwoman, so, I mean, she needs to do something. So, we got our heroes breaking in, trying to figure out what exactly going on. Of course, Barbara is in command of the whole thing while lifting weights. And we find more and more about this evil thing that's in control of everything, with a nice surprise at the end. Very, very good. Very good start to a new story arc. 5 RAM chips. Spawn! Now, if you had told me a few years ago I wouldn't be reading Spider-Man, but I would be reading Spawn, I tell you that you're smoking and I could use some. This has been very good. Todd McFarlane, of course, is at the helm with additional plot. And John Goff and William Carlton are co-writers. And let's see, Sisman Kardaransky is doing the art. The art is beautiful. It's probably the best thing in here. It's almost like it's almost a little bit like the animated series from HBO, except better. It looks beautiful. We start off with the new Spawn facing off with Twitch, and Twitch hasn't got the memo that Al's gone and there's a new Spawn in town. So he's come up to him and basically threatening him, even though he knows that there's no way he could just shoot him dead. The guy has the power to Spawn, for God's sakes. But, you know, he's doing his best. Because, you know, he's got Sam in the hospital, and Al was a friend, so he's trying to figure out what's going on. Beautiful little standoff here. I also love the fact that Spawn, the way Spawn destroys his gun is very clever and nice and horrific. This series doesn't forget that it has a horrific bent to it, which I really appreciate. Also, we have the, I guess, possible new plot coming with this nurse demon that is threatening hell on earth. I don't know if she's possessed or that's just a disguise of this one demon who makes a rather dramatic appearance. And also, like Birds of Prey, has quite a last page, I have to say. If you're like me and haven't been reading Spawn for years, not a bad time to catch up with the series, at least see what's going on. I guess this is I don't know if this is a new story arc or something. Just jump in. What the hell? Just pick up an issue. If you want to go all the way back to maybe 201 or 200, I'd start there. But I think if you pick it up, you pretty much get it. I'm going to give this 5 Rem chips. And Hellboy from Mike Mignola, and who's drawing it? Richard Corbin. It's a one-shot, and it's featuring, let's see, this Frankensteinish monster guy who's been hanging out with them for a while, actually for a couple of story arcs. And he ain't doing much, so Hellboy decides to get him into the fray with a, you know, little kind of like, I don't know, it's a small little call. Like, you know, they don't even think it's any big deal. You know, maybe send one of their B Squad guys. But Hellboy thinks, hey, let's get him out into the open. If it's a small case, let's start him small. Well, this case tends to be a little more than just a small little call. It's a fairly creepy revenge story, I guess, with a nice gothic take. The art is just lovely. I've never seen... have you seen this guy? You've been reading Hellboy. Have you seen this guy's work? Mm-hmm. It's very nice, actually. Lovely work, highly recommended. 5 Ram chips as well. I was happy with every book I bought this week. I'm just pleased to say that. Everything was just excellent. If you like to check out what's going on with my comic book, check out the link at the bottom, the Red Knight Facebook page. You can click in. Please join. I'll be updating every so often to let you know what's going on. Until then, push the button, Lindsay.